Hello, Internet, and welcome to Aeos, our weekly 5th edition D&D campaign. I'm Sean. I do not run this game. However, I do the announcements at the beginning of the stream before kicking things over to Barry to tarnish the good name of this channel. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to go through our announcements real quick, what we've got going over the next week. Our next stream after this one will be on Thursday, which we are very excited and pleading for you to join us for our very first session of our new Good Society game called Elegant Suffering. There's a longer name than that, but I'm not going to do the whole thing because I didn't write it down. We're going to be doing our our world building and character creation setting. It's a Jane Austen. I don't know much about the system, or it's a like a what's the somebody who's else is in this game describe the system for me
It's a
because I can't remember the
token-based
words.
role-playing game set in the
Token-based
universes
role-playing
of
game.
Jane Austen.
Thank you. We are going to be starting that at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday. So come hang out with us. This would be a great time to get in on all the details of who the characters are and what we're going to be doing and all that fun stuff. After that, on Saturday, we will have the next session of Saturday Night's Thunderball, which I run. It's another 5th edition game. It's a sports RPG, custom sport game that we put together. We're kind of heading into the like it's not really a finale because we probably got about a month or two left of the game, but it is the team qualified for the or is in the process of qualifying for the tournament. So it's going to be pretty much every sports anime you've ever watched from this point forward. So come join us. That's going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. On Sunday, we will have our next session of Slang 101, Monster of the Week game to break up some of the D&D 5e games that all the D&D 5e games that we do. Savannah is running that one. It's College Town monster hunting. We're just entering a new mystery, so this is a good time to get in on that. And then that'll bring us back to next Tuesday, where we'll be back here for this. All the links to YouTube to look at our past broadcasts and everything else that we do below our faces here on Twitch. Did I miss anything? No. Okay. I guess I'll turn things over to Alex for the recap.
Yes, so last time we had just pulled off a heist. Well, sort of last time, but we were looking at our loot from all that, but also hurrying back to town because we found out that the princess who had been at the bank and we had accidentally held hostage had been kidnapped. And so we rushed back to Freevale where we met Finn and a captain of the King's Guard and one of his agents, a knight by the name of Rana. And together with Rana, we got sent off after this. We had received a message from presumably Drulare, because it was signed with a jester face, about kidnapping the princess and telling us to follow some signs, go track them down. So we did that, found a weird magic cottage. There was lots of birthday accoutrement in there, and played the fiend's dastardly traps games to progress further until we found the princess herself and Julare, and found out apparently everything had been a big, huge misunderstanding, and that the princess wasn't actually kidnapped. Julare had been working with her to help try and thwart us, the would-be assassins, and we're like, we don't want to assassinate her, question mark, and found out that everyone was just very confused. And so the princess was all safe and sound, but we did also learn there was a magic artifact deeper within the cave, because that's actually what the cottage was a cave, that may have to do with the other magic crystals / rings we'd found and could be key to unlocking something in Freevale Manor. So we went, tried to snag it, got munched on by some ropers and some fish swamp monsters, but we made it out by the skin of our teeth. The princess is heading back to Freevale, or not to Freevale, to Carathor with Rana to clear our names so we no longer have a bounty on us in Carathor. Uh, so our criminal record is taken care of. One of the things we got from the vault lets Finn use magic items to make all our guild jobs seem legit without having to pay taxes. So things seem to be going well for us, but Julare said some things that made us think we should have a talk with Finn. Get all this stuff straightened out.
That pretty much sums up everything. So we will start back up. You see the princess leave around the corner on top of the back of the displacer beast. A horse following him, which was brought to help carry, but the displacer beast was faster. And you're just left side of the road with your 4 horses. What's the plan?
I'm staring at Folan.
Do I have something on my face?
Looking down the road. Looking back at him.
What? Oh, that. You know. We'll talk about it on the road.
Is it really just me?
Oh, that the guard was into Fulham? Oh no, that's 100%. 100%. Yeah.
I might have gotten some mixed signals along the way, but it seems to be the case. You know.
Wouldn't have seen it coming, but also apparently that's how things are, so that's how things are. Coughs up blood.
Not that I'd ever be interested in any way. I mean, fucking Kingsguard, right? Jeez.
Did you
Doesn't
see
get much
him?
slimier than that.
Are you joking?
No, I mean, he's a handsome fella. I just, like I said, Kingsguard had some run-ins with them in the past. They're, like I said, slimy.
I mean, I'd keep it at least, a little friendly, because friend in the Kingsguard could be, a good thing for us.
Right. Friendly. We should probably get going, though, to get back home before it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you seem very confused by this, Carrie.
That's not the word I'd use. Home, yes.
All right. Home it is then. Let's go, Jojo.
How healthy is everyone? Just I have
Not.
to cough up blood.
Yeah, I'm in single digits of HP.
I'm down 6 health.
I think exactly. I'm exactly at half.
Believe I have a spell slot left for you. I can drop a cure
going to
on
take-
you here.
Take a short rest and then,
Cool.
I'll
Save
I'll
the
just go
magic.
ahead and drop a cure. I'll just touch.
You're not that far from free
So-
battle. I just remember Sean saying, just throw in a counter at people when they're traveling. That's what I do when I'm DM.
I said to stall for time, Barry.
There's no greater stall than a death.
All right, so it's 16 hit points back to you. So
Damn.
I rolled. I only had a second
So
level
many.
spell slot left. So.
Okay, so you're traveling back to Freebow. As you arrive at Freebow, at the entrance, there is a very nervous-looking Chester.
Hello, Chester.
Hi, yeah, so welcome back. Everything's all good. I love this town, except there was a very loud noise coming from the manor, and there was a scream, and then there was nothing.
Was it, a deep masculine scream or a very shrill feminine one? Or can you describe the scream for us?
Well, as far as I know, there's only one person in there, and I wasn't going in there because he scares me.
Are you saying Finn's screaming?
Well, he screamed, then I haven't heard anything since.
It's almost worse that he's no longer screaming.
How long ago was that scream?
2 hours.
All right, so no rush then.
He's either dead at this point or fine.
Thank you, Chester.
Cool. Welcome back. And he just
So
waddles off.
should just pop off for a bite, and then we'll deal with whatever's going on.
No,
with,
because if he dies before I get to ask him about all this, I'm killing the rest of you.
All right then. Draw my hand crossbows. Let's go.
I want answers.
So you make your way up to the manor house. Are we just kicking in the door, walking in normally, stealthy?
Is it locked? Do we need to kick it in?
I don't know. It depends how big of an entrance you want to make. You're doing like
I'm
an
just-
Aragorn entrance, like just the big push the doors open and walk in and be like, oh man.
None of us
Yeah.
are strong enough to do that.
Please don't kick them
Yeah.
in. Kanin spent so long making noodles.
Yeah, curiosity is the only one that could pull off that entrance.
Kicking open a door. Strength-wise,
Yeah.
maybe. Personality-wise.
Maybe we try to keep it under not the radar. Keep it quiet.
Okay, if anyone's
Sure.
stealthing, I need stealth rolls.
Anyone want to be invisible? I can do it once.
I'm good.
I don't think we need that, but also I got an 8.
I rolled a nat 1 for a total of 4.
I rolled a natural 20. 21.
25.
Hey, two
Great.
of you is as quiet as a mouse. The other two probably didn't. Well, Soul's probably still just being Soul, shooting sunbeams to be cool.
Probably more so leaning on his staff as a crutch a bit, and so clonk, 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 clonk.
And Avelius probably didn't get the note about being silent.
Just before you
Or it's
finish talking, I just
inspired.
walked through the door.
Or it's in spite for making him carry stuff earlier. And you enter so far in the little foyer room, everything seems fine. There's no damage, nothing out of place.
Right.
You hear some sound coming from the office Finn has been using.
Just roll around, like pressing up against the wall next to the door by the office, giving SWAT hand signals, ready to breach.
Do any of you know what he's doing?
Not a clue.
Okay.
No, I don't know what that means.
Just push open the door.
Inside the room, Finn's just sitting at the desk doing paperwork. But you do notice he currently only has his right arm. The other arm's kind of bandaged up, but stops partway up the forearm.
So seems like you had an eventful afternoon.
We heard you need a hand in here.
Ha ha. Very funny.
Chester said you were screaming.
Just the new guy. I screamed once.
What have you done to your arm?
I got bored.
And
I was testing something. Didn't work out. So, the princess.
she's
You got
fine.
bored and cut your arm off.
Well, only part of it.
I'd say it's just the important part.
So the princess
But
is
you can't
fine.
cut off the top part without. She's fine.
That's good to hear.
What were you testing that you lost an arm from being bored? I mean, that's a big thing to happen to somebody.
I tried out an item, didn't work out. Didn't like the look of it or what it was doing. So I removed the infected part.
Did you try anything else first?
Time seemed to be of the essence.
Do you still have your
What
arm?
was
He looks down to the left and you see there's like a little pile of stone rubble. In a sense.
Yes, I think I see the urgency now.
so your arm was turned into stone? And what caused this? What item?
It's just something I found here.
I think we should know so we don't accidentally touch it and lose more limbs.
Or something similar.
Is it a secret door that needs a certain amount of rings to open it?
Why do you say rings?
Because we heard about this door that needs rings in this place that Victor was looking for.
Who'd you hear that of and how do you know Victor?
You already know we know of Victor. We've read the journal just like you.
Yeah, but the journal's mainly destroyed. But how do you know Victor was looking for a door?
No, listen, you're deflecting. I want to know what was going on with your arm.
Okay,
No,
I found
sir.
a ring. I put it on. My arm started being petrified and it was growing up. And I thought, should I leave this on and have my whole body be petrified? Or do I just cut my arm off and just let it petrify what was left of it?
So it was a ring.
Yes.
Where's the ring now?
Locked away safely. Because it kind of turns people into stone.
Maybe you just weren't using it properly.
I put the ring on a finger.
Sometimes there's more to it than that.
Did you try identifying it before you put it on?
What?
Oh my god.
Right.
Was this ring in a crystal before you found it?
Yeah. How did you know?
Lucky guess.
Seemed quite specific for a lucky guess, but
Souls here is a tad psychic.
That's how well he can see.
good to know. Well, if that's all.
So about Victor.
What about Victor?
How do you know him?
A few of us were traveling around. We found some old-looking books, which seemed interesting. Read them. They were about like prophecies and like end of the world stuff.
Was it Aeos in any of them?
No, nobody by name. And then they were signed by this Victor person who is an elf, so probably still around. We hunted him down, got first-hand knowledge of things from him, had a slight disagreement on how things should be handled. went our separate ways.
Was the disagreement as bad as points at missing arm?
It's kind of in relation to that. But yeah,
So you and Victor, are you friends now on the outs? Is he trying to
well,
kill you?
he's not trying to kill me exactly.
So is he killing someone else, or is he trying to do something just short of killing you?
He's trying to save the world his way.
And that might involve killing you.
No. Maybe you four.
And why would he want to kill us?
Because we both realized you matched the description in one of these prophecies.
So Aeos was in one of them.
Well,
Listen, I think
biggest
we all
gift-
just we all just need to be straight with each other right now. Stop deflecting. Let's just answer questions openly, honestly.
Because we have a few.
you have a few questions you've been deflecting.
No, we have a few questions we want you to answer straight.
Okay, I will let you know everything I know, but just in case I am wrong about things, will you trust my judgment?
I think that may depend on some of the answers we
Yeah,
get.
absolutely. Oh,
How is
sorry.
he still alive?
That's a mystery that I don't think we're going to solve in this conversation.
I saw at least had the right answer. It's like, it depends on what you want us to do, not just straight up. Okay. Shoot, what questions you got?
What's this prophecy?
This prophecy is 4 people. One carrying a bow which matches your description exactly will bring about the end of time.
Not
I
just my
first-
description.
No, the bow. I
The
tracked
bow.
down the previous owner of the bow who I had met in my travels, and he informed me that he had left it with someone.
Wait, you talked to Cal?
Yes.
Where? When?
Checking about a year ago.
Who's
Where?
Cal?
It's my my father, sort of, but
That time he was hunting. And what was he hunting that time? He was hunting a dragon that time.
dragon.
Yes. Trying to save some small village. I don't know, really wasn't paying. I had other things I
Cal
had
was
to do
trying
that
to
day.
save people.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same Cal, right?
Same cow, yes. Look, a lot changes in people's lives.
I'm sure when someone disappears for, 150 years. Where did you see him last? Where is this dragon?
This is on the eastern continent.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with anything?
Nothing. Sorry. Personal stuff. We'll talk about it later.
I was
Wow.
going to say, up till the 150 years part, your dad seemed really cool. Like,
He is.
Yeah, so
But he gave you the
track him
bow
down.
that is
He
apparently
informed-
prophetic
Yeah.
and going to bring about the apocalypse.
The bow
just
itself
take the-
doesn't.
Oh, the bow doesn't. Okay, so I don't need to
No.
take this off of me right now. If I
No,
just
just
go.
the one wielding it.
Oh, so
Um,
you.
Hold
You're
on,
going
it's
to
not
bring about the
necessarily the
apocalypse.
apocalypse, could just be the end of time. Maybe time ceases to have any meaning or function.
Time only has.
Prophecies can-
So time only has meaning because mortals give it meaning.
Yeah, see, so it's just a construct of the system. So maybe you end the system. Who knows?
That's not usually
It's
how
part of
prophecies
the
work.
argument I had with Victor. And so, yeah,
So it mentions
Cal
4
informed
people.
me that his son, adoptive son, had his bow and where I could most likely find him. He did mention he would be trying out to become part of a terrible mercenary guild.
Not terrible.
You've seen that leader.
I mean, they do help people though.
For a fee.
It's not like anyone
And
else is
then-
going to do it
We can now.
for a fee.
A much less fee than what they pay them.
Only because you don't want to get caught committing tax evasion.
And we don't have to take the fee if we don't want to. That's completely up to you guys.
None of this is important. There's a prophecy. Folin has the bow, and there's 4 of us, and we're going to bring about the end of
and
time.
So, pretty much. So I decided to direct you into my company. I believe Victor may have tried ending your life by spreading rumors of attempted assassination.
No, I think we have a follow-up question regarding all of that.
Okay.
What was your involvement in that?
I pretty certain I ran up to you guys and I said, "Hey, Fallen, I know where Quest is," and led you to a cave, which I may or may not have had a hand in causing a cave in, which blocked you in there.
Thereby funneling us into the palace and having us framed for assassinating the princess.
Okay, look, the framing I did not see come. That was not me.
Insight check.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Inside, he seems legit. He did not have a hand in this frame. I said, I believe that was Victor trying to remove you all from the equation.
Why have you been keeping all this from us?
Because I needed to see what kind of people you were first.
You could have done that
Look,
without
if-
dragging us into all this mess.
Hey, look, you were going to be in some form of mess either way.
I think we'd just like some form of agency about it, Finn. You can't
Yeah,
just string
look.
people along.
Well, look, if you were like super evil bad people, really wouldn't want to be like helping you achieve your goal of ending the world. But you don't seem like super evil bad people because you saved the princess and you helped out at Emberwell.
Is
Little bit of a devil's advocate here. It's hugely benefited us each time this is one of these things has been done. So I don't know,
The devil
but it's
doesn't
been a
need
great
an
series
advocate.
of tests.
I guess it's kind of worked out for us. But is that all there's to this prophecy? Is this that person with bow ends world?
It's not
Why not
clear
just try to
if
kill
they.
me then?
It's not clear if they end it or like prevent the ending. That bit was really up for discussion.
Do you have these books?
Can we read this?
Unfortunately.
Can I
Because it
look
seems
at
like
them?
whoever translated it for you didn't do a very good job.
The person who's translated it is alive and it's like in his head. This is like secondhand knowledge here. All it said, okay, I'll go through the facts. There is a group of 4, one of them has that bow. So the fact that you 4 were put together, I assumed most likely you're the four. So I took a calculated risk and trapped you to lead you into my company so we could see how you go as people. Those four people will be able to wear a set of 4 rings. Okay, so 3 of you had rings. Now, look, we all know I tried putting on a ring and my arm got petrified. And Finn will grab out the ring which did that, and he'd be like, look, if you're willing to risk putting this on.
I mean, even if I do lose a hand, I've still got 3 limbs I can use to kick your ass.
Just
What?
let me look at
Yes.
it. Please.
Someone have a sword ready to cut his arm off if it starts being petrified. So you like to identify this thing
Yes.
as a ritual, so I've got 12 minutes of continuing the discussion of this.
Sure.
Okay. Those which wear the 4 rings will be able to open up a door in this place where there will be a lot more information. Either it's going to release the seal and bring about the end of time, or it's going to provide information regarding either ending it or stopping. Ending or saving the world. That bit, 50-50. I thought we should see, maybe the 4 people are meant to save the world, or maybe like they're not super evil, and if it is to bring about the end of it, if they're good people, they'll decide not to. Victor didn't want to take the chance, so he just wanted to remove the potential for people from the equation and delay what I believe is the inevitable cause. Well, I wanted to try and steer it into a more favorable position for the world.
So is Victor going to try to keep killing us now that we've told Julari is going to vouch for us and save the princess?
You mean is he going to keep trying to kill us? But the point stands. Sorry.
Not sure. Maybe if the fact the 4 of you can potentially wear these rings means you're probably the 4 people in this prophecy. Then you got the choice of opening the door, potential more information, or bringing about the end of the world.
And I think we'd really like to get access to the source material of the prophecies, because that's a pretty big gamble to take.
Yes.
I was going to say open the door. I'm in a bunch of prophecies, and I'm pretty sure I haven't fulfilled them all yet. So I think opening the door is a good gamble.
Are there any that you know of that are in that hint at causing the end of the world?
There's a lot of prophecies. They're really boring. We'd have to go talk to my parents, honestly.
He's not wrong. There are a lot of prophecies about lots of things. Most of them
Like,
are nonsense.
I remember one when I was a kid had something to do with like a cat or something, and I don't know. They bought me a cat, and that seemed to fulfill one of the prophecies. There's a lot of prophecies.
I have so
and
many
most
questions.
are very boring.
I honestly think if you believe it's safe to open the door, it's probably safe to open the door. If
I
you
think
believe it's
Saul's
going
right.
to end the world, don't end the world.
We should take a look at these books. Or whatever.
These books are writings of a madman, kept by a madman, next to said madman.
And
That's what they
where
said
is
about Mordenkainen, but here we are.
Morden who?
He's a... Nobody? Really?
You're the only one who's been to school.
Leomund? Xanathar? Oh no.
4 others in this room just looking at each other like, is she speaking common?
More street smart than book smart.
Yeah, I'm good at like conning people. I swear I'm being 100% honest this time.
They have spells named after them.
This is the closest I have to magic.
I don't
Just
know the
imagining-
name of any of the spells I can do. I can just do them.
I just make like a flower appear in my hand and just like, whoo, that's all I can do.
I'm
I
going
get
to
my power
faint.
from a demon.
We'll circle back to that.
I'm just imagining just all around the keep. Saul keeps just shooting off bolts. There's just like little burnt spots all over all of the ceilings.
He'll go and clean them
And I
eventually.
think Curiosity is just looking up at them. I'm going to faint.
Okay, wizard. The one that studies to do magic. Everyone else just does it naturally.
So you're saying we're not going to be able to access these rumblings?
Not unless you know the location of Victor and are willing to fight your way to him. Or potentially make a bargain to see him and hope he doesn't just trap you or kill you there. Considering this is an elf who's been around for like 400 or 500 years studying this stuff and magic, glowy gold eyes, looks mean. Or we risk it and we deal with whatever happens.
We can flip a coin.
Is it heads on both sides? Because that's cheating.
No, it's just a gold coin.
Because I have
It's
heaps
got-
of those coins. That's how I always win.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say the 12 minutes have passed with the whole discussion of the magic spells and the book and realizing that no one reads in this place but Curiosity. And you would know that this ring gives you a daily use of, where is it? Stone skin.
I turn my back to Finn because he hurt my feelings and address everyone else. And I tell him what Stone Skin does.
Do you know what stone skin does?
It's a protective enchantment. Makes you take less damage from bludgeoning and piercing weapons and that sort of thing.
Are you alright, Curiosity?
Sorry, is someone speaking? I have to
Okay,
study it
that's-
more before I understand you.
Okay, I'm just saying I found this really old book that seems really interesting. But hey, if you don't want to read it, that's cool. I'll just put it in the fireplace and use it as kindling. Hey, no answer from Curiosity then. Throws the book into the fireplace.
I tried to grab it from him. Give me that!
It's really just an empty book. Okay. Who's gonna risk putting the ring on and seeing if they become petrified?
It's gonna be Saul.
Okay, someone have a bladed weapon ready, or else I can shoot his arm off.
I'm also pretty fast. I can just try and yank it off if it starts
Nope,
feeling
does
funny.
not come off. Trust me. Do you really think my first option was like, oh well, better shoot me arm off?
No, we're 3 for 3 on rings right now, so.
This is where you find out Saul's really not part of the prophecy. He's just some tag.
It's Jester.
Someone else was meant to get the message.
Imagine
Chester,
Saul
though,
had died
he
last
can wear
time.
the-
That would have thrown off the prophecy.
Yeah. You put the ring on, nothing happens.
Well,
Which
there
is
you
a good sign. That's the one time you don't want anything to happen.
Oh, still light as all my feathers.
No, we could also test this out and Fawn takes off the ring that he has. Do you want to try this one on, see if it has a similar effect?
No,
You sure?
positive.
Yeah, like if he put on my ring, would he just catch on fire?
Mine might drown
Probably.
you.
I think mine would just make you lighter. You might float into the ceiling or something.
Oh no, I don't think you can get any more full of hot air.
That's actually a really good one.
Thank you.
Why don't you just to get a room already?
Well, good news. Now we got a really easy way to con people into killing themselves. Just get them to wear
Here,
one of these
you want this-
rings.
You want to try on this ring? Let me take that sword from you first, just in case.
Oh,
Just
didn't
make
know
all
we
your
needed
enemies
that?
fall in love with you and then propose to them.
Didn't know we
Right.
needed that in our repertoire.
Do
See, I thought
Do we
you were
know?
good people. Now I'm really questioning my judgment here.
Sort of an insta-kill ring.
they're joking.
Just brief aside, I assume the ring gets its use back at dawn.
Oh, I need to put that on my sheet.
Okay, so
So open the
essentially you're
door.
I don't know if we're decided on that just yet.
I don't think so. I'd like to see these texts about the prophecy.
Again, they're located with the madman.
I'd like to speak to the madman.
So we need to find Victor.
Well, seems like Julari might know about that.
Didn't Julari said they were heading back to Carathor?
Did they?
I think I remember them saying that.
I'm sure if that happened, I would remember.
Other option, guys, is I don't really want to go back this soon after having taken off. But like I said, my family's got a lot of prophecies about me. If I'm in this one, they may know something about it. Or maybe the ones I'm in could enlighten this one a little better.
Well, I don't know if we need to go all the way back, but probably couldn't hurt for you to send a letter.
I'm guessing they'll try and make me come back, but sure, I'll send a letter. Yeah.
We also have the option, if you might not be a bad idea to do a bit of traveling. We need to recruit some people for the town. We have that job to the north in White Stream. And maybe while we're traveling, you can find out where Victor is. And then when we come back, either arrange a meeting or we can go find them and figure out all this prophecy stuff before we go popping open any doors.
Seems prudent.
Or like I said, we flip a coin and heads, we go open the door and see what happens.
I like it.
I hate it.
1 vote for, 1 vote against.
I think we wait on the door.
All right.
I mean, at least, point in keeping it closed favor. Hasn't been the end of the world yet. Door's been closed. That also brings up a point. Do you know where this door is, Finn? Or do you just know it's somewhere here?
I know where it is. I tried opening it. Didn't budge. Part of the reason why I'm like, here's the ring. I'm like, let's test this out.
Okay, where is it?
It's in the basement.
Well, that was
Yeah.
easy.
Move the shelving. You can see the slight groove. There's 4 pedestals around the basement. I thought was weird.
I mean, personally, I really want to try opening it, but I understand that we probably want to wait. So that was my idea. If anyone has any adjustments to it or something else, another cause of action we should take. But if Aeos, you want to visit home, I mean,
I
That's
don't
fine.
want to. I'm just saying it's an option. If we can't go to the crazy man with the prophecies, we can go to someplace where we know there's prophecies that involve. I would guess they would have to know something about what's going on with this.
I mean, ask if there are any prophecies about you in groups of 4 or about rings or time.
Doors. Well, why don't we
That's
send
true,
a,
yeah.
send a message to your family, because I think we do have some things to sort of take care of here also.
Sure, yeah, I can write a letter.
And then if we need to go, we'll go.
So this whole being honest thing, is this just when I'm asked a question, or is this all the time?
It's all the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
At least with us. I
Okay.
can see how, given the whole not quite legit guild thing, lies would still be kind of necessary.
We've traveled
we
with
should
the
just-
Velios enough to understand, I think.
We should all be honest with each other if we're going to go into business together.
So you're not holding any secrets from me.
Oh, a ton.
Wait, are we?
Are we?
I think we said everything.
I'm just
Are you
making
talking
sure.
about us or you, Avelios?
I mean, I thought just in general, everyone.
I have no secrets.
Sure.
Well, no relevant
I have
ones.
none to speak of now.
I mean, you didn't tell Finn about the guard flashing you those pretty blues earlier.
Oh.
That's not really a secret. It's just he didn't ask about that, and I said no, nothing happened. That was more of a personal discretion in what's important for us to do our job.
Rana
Business
has eyes for
relationship.
I could
Furman.
use that same excuse for not telling you about the ring earlier.
I think that
Personal
that's
discretion, it's for safety and all that stuff.
You do see there's a line there, right?
Only thing I can think of I have that might be a secret is my bag of teeth, and I told you all where that came from.
I had forgotten you had that. Yes.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I will get a message sent out to Zemnian because he may or may not be currently trying to infiltrate Victor's place of residence.
All right. Well, that's good then. So we're ahead of the curve.
Maybe you could just like copy down some of the prophecies and send them back.
Oh, he's meant to be bringing them back to me. I thought I had more time before you guys started going, we want answers. And so I was trying to.
I guess with these rings, we're pretty locked in though, huh? We can't just like go give this bow to somebody else, some other group of 4.
No, I'm pretty certain the boa is like, it was just to identify who.
Okay, hold on. Curiosity, you tell me if this is how you do signs, but Fallen. If you give Finn the bow and you start getting weird, does that change things? If you make him the owner of the bow, does the ring stop working on you and will it work on him?
I don't really want to find that out, to be honest.
Look,
In
you
the
said
strictest
your ring would just
definition
have
of the
me
word, that's
float.
an experiment.
You probably got the least dangerous ring on.
Right?
Give me ownership of the bow.
It's not going
I'm
to
also
happen.
not giving you this bow. It's very important
Look.
to me.
Well, I really can't use it.
Even if I pretended to give you the bow right now, it would be under the assumption that I'm going to be getting it back. So I don't think that would really be a transfer of ownership anyway.
I
Yeah,
know
we'd
the
have
best
to-
thing about transfer of ownerships, and Finn rummages in his pocket, pulls out a contract, like you put the bow up top, we both sign here, legally it's mine.
And like I said, I don't really want to do that because I don't trust you to give it back to me.
I think that would be the point, is that he wouldn't give it back, because then we might be
I
cheating the system.
Oh, would?
Oh.
It's just then he legally doesn't own it, with if he floats or gets zapped by lightning or dies.
First, I think we would want to test what the ring does to somebody who's not supposed to wear it. Like maybe put the ring on a monkey and see what happens. What, you rather just test it on a person?
I'd rather not test it at all.
I'm not really
fine
a
the way
proponent
things
for animal
are.
testing to begin
Yeah,
with.
look,
I mean-
I'm quite certain it's just an identifying item. Like whoever has property of this is going to be this person.
Well, if this really is a prophecy that's going to come true, which I'd have my doubts about, I don't imagine you could trick it with something like that.
I agree with that.
That is science,
So-
though.
Do you know what else
All
is
right.
scientific? Put your hand on the pedestals in the basement and let's just see what happens.
I think the stakes are a little higher there.
We're just going in circles now. We've decided what we're going to do.
Okay, so you are writing a letter of Aeos, sending that to your parents.
Yep. Just kind of talking about, I found myself in the middle of some prophecy that seems to be mostly about this group of 4 and somebody else who has a bow, and we can wear rings, and we may bring about the end of time. Is this ringing any bells with any of the prophecies they know of?
Okay. In the meantime, Zemnian is currently trying to locate and sneak into Old Mate's place. But that will take time. You have a couple of quests still up. You have a lot of money you could go spend in a shopping spree. There is, let's go over this list. Crash meteorite. There's a cave in the well at Ember Well. People need recruiting for town. What is the plan of action during the time of everything?
I think
Or
Well,
there's just downtime of repairing stuff at town. Choice is yours.
What do you guys want to do? Because if we're just trying to waste time until we get or pass time until we can get the information there, then maybe like the recruiting and
yeah, we should probably
because we
get
do anything
someone
else,
who,
it's going to be like a quest.
someone who can manage the town while we're not there.
Yeah, can we hire somebody to do the necessary recruiting for us?
We have the money. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Like a major domo.
I have a list of potential contacts. If you want to pay me.
Is this Finn?
This
Finn
is
wants
Finn's
us
like-
to pay him to recruit for the town.
Hey, like, you guys are bringing in the funding for this town, okay? I'm currently not on questing duty, so I'm kind of am managing the town right now. So if you want to leave some funds to put towards hiring or like finding people, like a moving fee to get them to come here,
Well, so
slash
what do
hire
we?
builders to repair.
Who do we need to hire? Like, if we're trying to the essentials for a town, we've got a merchant now.
Hey, you need someone to run an inn if you want travelers to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you want things repaired, be it weapons, armor, or stuff around town, you'll need a smithy,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe.
Well, does
yeah,
is my dad gonna be able to handle that? My goth dad.
No, Edge Dad has his own business,
Oh, that's right. Can we
but there
poach
is
him and
word
bring
that
him
his
here?
son is coming back from overseas travel and study, and apparently he is a magnificent smith.
Competition.
Yeah,
And he also has a
competition for
friend
me.
who's good at like inventing stuff. So look, that's like a 2-in-1. We could probably get
Definitely that.
like difficult upgrade stuff. This place was full of undead, and I kind of would like my arm to regrow so we can find a cleric. Wouldn't say no to that.
Mm.
We'd have to
If you
find a
have
space for a shrine or something, but
Yeah, if there's a particular god you want worshipped in this town, we can like try and find a cleric of that.
oh, I have no preference.
Oh,
Maybe
I should.
non-denominational.
Yeah, I'll ask my parents and if there's any gods that like or don't like me, because that might be important. I'll send another letter.
Put that in the
P.S.
same note.
Are we religious?
So what are we talking about as far as like how much to pay the cost to have somebody come here?
Look, I can find the places. You also may want to get a town guard or something to try and protect this place if we get under attack.
Isn't that what Finn's for?
Finn's
Like,
level
yeah.
2 now. We're
Back in the
stronger than
day,
him.
I could have done it. He's also level 2, missing an arm. Like, back in the day, I could have done it myself. But, you
You're saying
know,
you could have done it single-handedly before?
yeah, easily.
I think we got to get a guard before we do an inn. Maybe even a guard first, because we have a merchant. So it means we have a source of income. So it means we could be targeted by bandits.
Yeah, and I've seen Chester, and he looks like prime easy pickings.
You're not
I thought you were
wrong.
going to say prime rib for a second, and that was going to be a much more disturbing image.
Is it with you all today? We need to go to sleep.
It's the blood loss.
It's time. We all need a nap.
Yeah. I know in one of the handbooks there's like an actual cost of managing something.
PHB has costs for how much to hire people by the day.
Yeah, well, so that's my question is if we're getting them here and they're starting up a business here, we're not going to be paying to keep them here indefinitely.
You're
'Cause they
more
have a-
just trying to entice them to come first
Like an
up.
initial investment.
So
Because
my thought process
until,
is
yeah.
no, I'm sorry. Continue.
I was just saying, like, until you get word out that the town's open and you've got like this is the inn to have travelers come in, no one's really gonna want to move here to start a business. So you got to entice them first. Be like, look, here's a new town. Like, upsell this shit, and then.
So
we'll
yeah,
give
I
you
think
so
the
much to
tavern's
move here.
tavern's probably the most important to just get people coming here, and then maybe one other like a smith or something for our own purposes. And we'll build up from there because I doubt we can afford. I mean, we've got a decent amount of money, but I don't know how much we could afford to. How many people we can afford to move here?
So I think, like, business strategy wise, it should be. I mean, it's not a easy sell, but we got a good sell on just going like, hey, here's a city, you get this property free of charge, but you're gonna have to start paying this amount of money into whenever we get going to pay for guards.
Yeah,
and stuff
because
like that.
if we're giving them the property for free, then that should be a pretty big incentive. And then yeah, some sort of tax.
Yeah, so in the end, like at the start, it may cost a bit to get this all up and running, but eventually you'll have a steady income coming in. If we start getting more and more jobs and all that, we could look at getting, like, we could get 70 and Ashton to start taking on some of the jobs to get some income and to help keep the reputation up. If you find other people or groups which could be good, no. Because there's no way you will be able to do all the jobs which come in here. So we either have to be really picky, or we have other groups that can pick up some of the work. to increase our reputation.
Yeah, now that we can look legit, getting Zimian and Ashran to be a part of our guild wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think this all comes back around to the best place to start is the tavern. And I mean, can we get like a pricing index on everything else and figuring out what we can and can't afford?
Let's see. You could probably get an easy discount on a smith, because that is if we go with
Son.
yeah. Just checking if that's all right with you, Folan. Like, there could be some competition.
I mean, he'll be here, and I can scope out the competition. We can figure out who the best son is.
Okay. I heard word he's coming back soon, so maybe if you go speak to your adoptive father.
Head back to Emberwell, scope that out, and maybe check out the cave back down there.
No, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And
by the
where-
time that's all done, yeah, go on.
Where was that meteor, by the way? Was that pretty far away?
Emilio,
I
you were
think
traveling
it's in
here.
Storm Bay.
Okay.
You may be able to find some information at Emberwell in regards to that.
Yeah, I'd imagine that, like, if a meteor went down, that a lot of smiths and stuff would be looking for that material. That would be pretty.
If we could get a hold of it, we could definitely. It'd be a huge draw for business if people were making stuff out of meteor.
I'd also very much like to see it.
I think. I mean, from Avelio's point of view, it's very prophecy-like, and learning. If we're all in prophecies.
There's probably a sword in it or something, and
Yeah.
none of us use swords, but
It's a big giant rock flew down with swords everywhere, and it's just a mad rush to pull the swords out before they're all gone.
It fell in a bay, not a lake. Okay, so I don't think there's any King Arthur prophecies happening here.
So it's not the Lady of the Lake. Is it the Baron of the Bay?
Could be. Okay, so how much money are you putting aside for recruiting?
So we currently have 1,800 gold, 400 platinum, which works out to, what is that? Almost a little over 5,000 gold all told.
yeah. Oh no, almost 6,000, or over 6,000 gold.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, if you let me know how much money you're putting aside, I will do up the rough estimations. Like, if you got Edgelord's son as the smith will be cheap, and then you'll just have to cover cost of repairing some buildings. And then I can offer you all different varieties of each position at varying costs based on how skilled they are, and you can decide throughout the week.
What about 200 platinum or 2,000 gold?
Yeah.
See where that gets us to start, because
Yeah, it's enough that, like, we still have plenty left to deal with other emergency costs, but that's a sizable amount to pay people.
I think also part of this is just we have no concept of what the economy actually is. Like, how much is it going to cost to hire people?
Because like
If it's-
like a 5 gold a week is something like that's like a high salary for.
And the
somebody,
PHB skilled hirelings are 2 gold per day, and unskilled are 2 silver. But I think they expanded in one of the other books to other
one of
like
the
specific
books,
jobs.
It's got the cost of running like a townhouse to an actual settlement.
I think
So
that's
if I find
Xanathar's and it's downtime activities.
So I'll find that after this session to fill all that in. But you put 2,000 aside for that. I will give you a list of people apart from a blacksmith of varying costs and abilities.
Okay.
And then you can choose to either save up for some or just recruit whatever you can afford.
Mhm.
And then you just can discuss if you want to invite Zemnian and Ashran to this to start handling some of the other jobs to
I think
get resources.
big one first would be guards and construction workers to rebuild, because our big enticement is a free building, so the building needs to be good enough.
Mhm.
Or if that's what they got to do to get it, building.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So we'll
So-
give that to Finn, let him handle it, and then we're gonna go to Emberwell.
You're going to sleep tonight, right? Long rest?
No, let's go right now. Do it.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. You write your letter asking about prophecies, and is there any gods which don't like me, or any which prefer me drastically?
Also, I'm going to include the meteor and Storm Bay. Is this anything to do with anything? Also, horses. There's 4 horses that like us now.
Okay, that is sent off.
I think there's a pretty famous prophecy about 4 horses.
4 horses enter the world. It's ringing a bell.
Wait, if
Okay.
we put our rings together, does it form the shape of a bell?
What's the shape of
That's
4
nothing.
rings together?
Just ringing a bell, rings in a bell.
Yeah. I
It's a
thought it was a
stretch.
supernatural reference at first.
I
and then
did too.
realized you were
I was
going
waiting
somewhere
for
else.
it.
It may have
Yeah.
been. I don't remember enough Supernatural.
And you
I
put all
never
the
finished it.
rings together, and then it opens the
Yeah.
portal, and then they're gonna put Lucifer in it. Okay,
It was a weird MacGuffin.
it was
Let's
weird.
continue.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay. I'm totally not just ripping off Supernatural because your rings don't do shit when they're put together. It looks like you're missing a 5th one to call for Captain Planet. Oh, Captain
Damn it.
Aeos.
Captain Aeos.
Captain Aeos.
It's just Chester. Okay. Long rest, letter wrote, letter sent. Off to Emberwell. Unless there's anything you wanted done beforehand.
I mean, I think Saul would have spent a little bit of time that night, like I said, taking different maps, trying to overlay those night pieces that we got, and at varying levels, all the way from a map of Freevale up to the region, to the continent, to both continents, seeing if they somehow line up with points of interest.
Trying out what is this?
I mean, I can make a roll with my cartographer's tools, but
Yeah,
then
do
it's just a question of
that.
what stat you want it to be.
I think intelligence is more studying side of things.
Sure, so that'll offset my -1 by a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do it in roll 20 rather than trying to do the math myself. It's a 9.
9. Gathering these could lead up to places, but not all the pieces of paper are the exact same size and everything. But you gather there's probably a key to be able to read all this.
Okay.
Like something you could probably look through, or it'll project an image onto it, and then based on magic and shit, it kind of lines up.
Okay. Yeah, I think probably at some point just informs curiosity of that, assuming that it's something she would be interested in knowing.
She's incredibly interested in knowing literally anything.
Oh, hey.
I have spells to copy.
Yes, you do. You have the money to do it too.
So if I can have some money. Money, please.
Oh, sorry, we spent it all on hirelings.
Ah. I don't have the thing in front of me. Neither of these are necromancy spells, so I don't get the cut in half thing. But web is a 2nd level spell. And teleportation circle is a 5th level spell. So I can't cast that right now, but I can learn it.
Okay, is it just money and time, or do you need to roll something for it?
It's just money and time. Is
I think it's an hour per spell level and 100 gold per spell level. If
sounds
not,
right.
your
I'm trying
school.
to pull the thing up. Da, 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 da.
Is it 50 gold per level plus? Why has life had to be so difficult?
Oh yeah, each level of the spell is 2 hours and 50 gold.
There we go.
So you could probably, you wouldn't be able to get both done in one night
That's okay.
because that's like 16 hours of copying, and you're soon you get your Slade.
You're I'll just do web. That's 4 hours. And then I'll hang on to the teleportation circle one and do that one tomorrow.
That is successfully copied.
Yay.
With enough time to have a proper rest and eat when needed. Anything else before you start globetrotting?
I have one more.
Okay.
But I just want to talk to Fullen. So if anybody else wants to do anything, we could do that first.
I want to check and see if Chester has any good stuff at his shop before we leave and go shopping.
He has
in
wares
another
if you
city.
have coin.
Yeah.
What are you after?
I would like a wand of magic missile or lightning bolt.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't you roll a D100 for me?
60 even.
60 even. Okay. Uncommon. Oh man, there's so many books I need to look up. Probably should ask what you guys are going to do beforehand. Where is Xanathars? What is the cost of this?
Some of us will just provide backing music while you do the searching.
He's just standing there. Okay. Bang, bang, just trying to find the cost. And can I get a D6 rolled?
It's a D6 that rolls low. Okay, that's a 2.
2. That's actually good for you. He does have the magic missile.
Yeah.
Rolled high enough to hit that check. And 200 gold pieces.
And I have 200 gold out of the party fund for.
Yeah.
All right. Wand of magic missile. I'm going to be getting a lot more of those, just so everyone knows. Not attunement, they're great.
Oh yeah, I assume all the fancy rings we have are attunement.
Nope.
So we could load up someone with all 4 of them.
I say we test it on Aeos.
I'll do it.
See what happens.
Snap the
Sibelius
door open.
destroys all life in the universe.
I just run down to the basement and put my hand on one of the pedestals.
There's a reason the pedestals are in each corner of the room. So
Yeah,
one
it's just
person.
NATO. They put them apart, so it takes 4 people to.
It wouldn't work, but I'd still do it.
Just go and slap them all super quickly. Once you learn haste, maybe you can do it.
Yeah.
Is Evelios boiled down to a single statement? It wouldn't work, but I'd still do it.
Okay. Anything else before the chat between Curiosity and Fallen? No.
Okay.
Where are you located right now, Fallen? Where does Curiosity find you?
If we're getting ready to travel the next day, I am probably tending to my to Jojo and maybe fletching some arrows and bolts and stuff. Just getting packed up.
Okay. Well, I will leave this scene to you two.
Okay, go find him. Hello.
Gary, what's going on? Do you need something?
Am I interrupting?
No, it's just getting ready to leave tomorrow. You all packed up?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just doing a little bit of work, copying scrolls.
Right, sounds fun. So what you need?
Well, I really just came to apologize.
Apologize for what? I don't think you yelled at me yesterday.
For once. No, well, it's about Rana. We were teasing you earlier, and I realized I might have been uncomfortable, and I felt bad about it.
Oh no, it's all right, really. Like I said, it kind of came out of left field because the entire time I thought he was kind of, into you.
Okay, it wasn't just
But-
me then.
No, it sort of made sense in hindsight. They're all about that chivalry stuff, those stuffy fellas.
Right. I've read about it. I wouldn't really know.
So you thought that you were thinking that too?
I mean, I considered it as one possibility.
Right? Is that the sort of thing you're interested in? The white knight riding in, galloping, doing all the saving damsels in distress, that sort of thing.
I don't think I ever really thought about it. I mean, I've read the stories and everything, but I think after all the galloping and saving, it probably gets rather boring, huh?
I imagine so. I mean, if the only way you get someone's interest is by getting captured by a dragon or, imprisoned by some evil wizard or something, that it seems like it kind of loses its fun after a while.
Why is everyone on about wizards today?
Sorry, I didn't mean, just as a general sort of, there's a stereotype with your profession, I think.
I'm well aware. More than you know.
I'm sorry if that was disappointing for you.
Are you interested in him?
I mean, like I said, the Kingsguard thing is kind of a deal breaker for me. I said, handsome fella. Different time, different place. But no, not really into that chivalry sort of stuff. I've seen too many people use that as kind of an excuse to do some pretty shitty things.
So not really your type, then?
In some ways. like I said, strapping lad. But no, not really.
Okay.
Are you doing all right? You kind of got close to drowning there for a bit.
Yeah, it was sort of terrifying. But I'm okay.
Good. I was worried.
Yeah, I noticed your arrow.
Hi.
Kept me afloat, I think.
Good.
So thank you.
Happy to help. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go. I assume you're competent and can take care of yourself most of the time. I'm not gonna make an ass of myself trying to, do things for you. But
I
if you need help,
didn't think it was that at all.
oh good. Have you eaten yet?
No. Been, like I said, copying scrolls and packing, and should probably sleep at some point, but no.
Well, I think I'm about finished up here. If you want, I can cook you dinner.
Okay.
Meet you back at the manor, or do you have somewhere else you need to go first?
No.
Well, shall I lead the way then? Instead of like puts out an elbow and kind of puffs out his chest a little bit more like like Rena.
My lord.
Milady.
I don't like that much.
Right? I don't really like it either. And he just escorts her back to make her dinner.
So it's just dinner for the two of you, making it for everyone.
You gonna step in my game like that, Barry?
I'm asking so you can specify so there's
just the
no
two.
misinterpretations.
Just the two of us. When Finn walks into the kitchen trying to get a bite of whatever it is that I'm making,
Finn
shoot an
wouldn't
arrow
do
at him.
that. Just the look he
If
would have got as
Aeos
he
would.
opened the door would be like, ooh. But
If Aeos has never been in a kitchen, he's not walking in the kitchen.
he gets near a kitchen and he's like, oh, that's a no-noble zone right there.
The
just
food
sense
smells are
kitchen.
too strong there. I'm going to go back to where they're going to serve me. I smell the food, so I'm assuming they're about to bring some to me. Just like sits down at the dining table and just waits for the rest of the night.
A plus.
He has a secret kitchen sense built into him. It's just,
I mean, it's a manor. The kitchen's going to be in the basement where I never go because that's where servants live.
That's where the little pedestals are. Are you trying to run around fast enough?
No, not until I get all 5 rings or all 4 rings.
Oh, hey. It's a lovely dinner. Because you know your next couple of meals is just going to be paninis.
Yeah, I know.
So tired of paninis.
I'm packing some I assume we've got like a small vegetable garden that we're trying to grow
Yeah,
of
you can
non-zombie
start.
plants. And I'm gonna bring just like a small bag of whatever vegetables we've got with us just to help.
Now, did we kill all of the zombie plants?
Yeah, you and Celeste went around. But I do
Like
like the feeling that
one
every so
little
often
one in
there's
a pot somewhere.
if you wanted to be like, yeah, I killed everything over this side.
Yep.
Opens up her
One
closet and
little
there's
tiny zombie sapling just in a pot.
Going to get the vegetables
Feed me,
though,
Seal.
Fallen, you do have to look past a normal vine which brushes against your face, bringing flashbacks of
Ugh.
the slight
Creepy
caress of a dead vine.
That's my favorite My Chemical Romance song.
I bet we have a break on that. And then when we come back, it'll be heading off towards Emberwell time for everyone. So stick around. Do get some food and drink and restroom, like most of us will be doing. And then come back and see what happens. See if Fallen has competition with Edge Brother. Welcome back, everyone. Night has been had. Romantic dinners were had by some, not all. Undead plants were watered. Spells were copied. Items bought. And travel is begun to Emberwell. Along the road, it's very uneventful, but you do feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You gather that you're free people now. You ride past some guards. They nod to acknowledge you, and you don't get arrested or attacked. You make it nice to Emberwell quite easily. Now, during the break we discussed you wanted to swap some of your gems over.
Yeah. I think we were. Do you want to go with trying to get as many 100 gold piece gems we can from breaking up our big ones?
Yeah.
Do you just want gems or do you still want to do diamonds?
I think do you guys need gems for other things or
The only one I can think
Just
of that's like a
diamonds.
specific component is diamonds, so I guess we could just
yeah? I'd say we take one
pocketfuls
of
of
the
diamonds.
we take one of the 1,000 gold piece diamond or gems and we trade in for like 900 gold piece diamonds.
We're just assuming we can't get a full value trade.
Yeah, that's what Barry was saying.
They're going to want to profit. Okay, it's going to be a lot harder selling one large gem than multiple smaller ones. So, you find one place. You can tell it's the gem store, as it's got all of its writing is done in gemstones, but you're quite certain it's probably all fake dyed gems to make it look pretty, because no one's going to put thousands of gold worth of gems up on a wooden plank to signify their shop. As you walk inside, there is a small gnomish lady like polishing a gem, like shaping it, buffering it so it looks perfect. She walks over and puts it down on the little stand for it and looks up. Oh, customers, welcome. Welcome. What are we here for today? Wedding rings, amulets, bracelets, friendship bracelets. Is it 3 husbands, 1 wife? Like, not disagreeing, but if that's how people are these days, like, I'm happy to help.
Just turn towards just curiosity, like you've got this.
Oh, we've just come to do a bit of trading.
Oh, I love trading. What would you like to trade?
Well, the Aeos?
Okay, sure, yeah. So, just pull out one of the 1,000 gold diamonds. We want smaller diamonds, preferably ones worth around like 100 gold. As many as you can give us.
Okay, and how many of these are you trading in?
I just only put the one down.
Just the one?
It's just that you said 1,000 gold diamonds. You had the S on the
Oh,
end.
sorry, not
At me.
1,000. 100 gold. Yeah.
So 1,000 gold diamond, and you would like that traded in for smaller ones, roughly around the 100 gold denomination.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. Let me just quickly check my supplies. She runs off to the back, but still able to keep an eye on you to make sure you're not stealing anything. And you hear some rummaging. She walks down with a little, like, fabric scrunched up as a bag, but it could be laid out. Lays it out. She's like, all I've really got is I've got like 600 gold worth and 300 gold.
Is that a bad trade?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and you're going to give me 2,000 gold diamonds?
No, just this one right here.
Okay, worth a shot. You're a sly one.
I mean, I just learned math is all. That's
We're very proud of him.
I would
yeah.
be too.
Just yesterday they taught me math, so it's fresh in the brain.
I wish you came here yesterday before that then. But okay. If ever you forget math, feel free to come back, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Grab the 1,000 gold piece diamond off you and just leave the rest. I'm gonna polish this and make it worth 1,200. It runs off.
Can I just look in the bag, make sure they're like legit?
If you want, you can inspect them.
I would love to.
Give me an investigation.
21.
They're legit. Like, they may try and rip you off in the trade, but they wouldn't deal in fake except for maybe their sign. But then again, their sign may be fully real diamonds and gemstones. Who knows?
Seems to be in order.
Do come back. Remember, when you forget math, I want you back here with trading gems.
I mean, if I forget math, I don't know if I'll remember how to get here. But if I can,
Yes.
I'll be right here.
Thank you for your help.
No worries. Next time, if you want to put an order in, I can get stuff organized in advance. Repeat business.
All right. Sounds good.
And you're completely ignored by her as she's working on this diamond.
Now, is this in Emberwell itself or in one of the little towns we stopped in along the way?
This is in Emberwell. Emberwell's just full of artisan shops, so they've got like all the stuff. Would explain why finding a gem down the well kind of made sense if they've got jewelers and all that. So you're up to Edgelord's place, Edgedad's place. You walk into Edgedad's place, and there is a different Dragonborn working at the forge this time. And as he's working, he looks over and you see another small gnomish man who's holding up a design, and he's like, "Oh well, look, no, we kind of that piece isn't exactly right." And the Dragonborn working, and it's like, sorry, I thought we were on to the next step. Don't worry, we can make this work though. Like, look, with a little bit of tinkering here, maybe we can improve it and use this piece. Now, to show you who they are, I'll have someone describe the gnomish fella. Anyone?
The thing that's coming to mind is like a mix between Peter Capaldi and Handsome Jack from Borderlands.
That
but with
is
pointy ears.
immensely accurate.
Yeah.
The gnome, striking jawline, long pointy ears, like black hair that's almost a pompadour, but it's like almost up in the front. Yeah, I mean, Alex said it.
And for Fallen's competition, you've got Edge Bro called Ruko. Would you like to describe him for us?
Get it?
Big, muscly, dragonborn. Does he have glowing frills?
Yeah. From all
Yep.
of his time working in a forge.
Has orange accents, little glowing frills kind of coming off the sides of his head. Like I said, I mean, he looks handsome. Does he have a goatee too? Yeah, He's got a little
He's got-
dragonborn goatee.
Looks like black markings in the shape of a
Yeah.
goatee.
Yeah, little dragonborn goatee.
And
square
dog, his
jaw.
tail is huge.
Yeah, he's got just a thick boy tail. Yeah, I don't know if he's edgier than me, but he's definitely muscly, more muscly than me.
He is the son of Edge Dad. Okay. He's
He's son of
guaranteed.
Edge Dad.
Did any of you make a noise, or are you just watching these two work?
Hello.
Ruko puts the hammer down and is like cleaning his hands off on a dirty rag so it doesn't do that good of a cleaning job. Hi. How can I help?
Hi, we were looking for Karnin.
Yeah, Dad's not in at the moment. He's off down in Alicia. Something about a meteorite. He's trying to get pieces of that to improve the business.
Oh, well, I really wanted to see him.
Same.
So was he not here when you got here? It sounds like.
There was a note left, you know. I was son off to Alicia trying to get some of this meteorite, get to work. Like,
Oh, well, you must be his son then.
yes.
Hello. I'm gonna
Striking
extend a hand.
resemblance.
I'm Curiosity.
Nice
We're friends of
friendly
your father.
handshake. Oh, yes. You must be the great Panini inventors.
Well, that's him.
Folin, I'm sure he's mentioned me.
He has a lot, actually. It's almost on the disturbing side of things, but hey, as long as you make him happy.
Well, if you're who I think you are, then I think it might actually be you that we've come to speak to.
Okay. I'm not my father, but if I can help, I'll do what I can. What do you need?
Well, we have a bit of a business proposition for you.
At this point, the gnome called Hum sits up and goes, business proposition, I hear. Well, then you clearly need to be speaking to me, as my big brawny friend over here is not the most business savvy person around. That's why I'm the one doing all the deals. How can we help?
Well, your services obviously come highly recommended, and Karnin is a dear friend of ours, and we wondered if your big brawny friend here might be looking to set up his own shop.
Well, if he's setting up a shop, it's got to be a shop for the two of us, as we're business partners.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah, my name's Hum, and he'll run over and try and shake your hand, reaching up at you. He'll shake it, like try clasp on it to the big business shake. Yeah, we are master inventor and creator.
Sorry, I've never heard of you.
Well, you know, we just graduated. We did study abroad for a year over on the other continent. There's this one, like, nice over here, but they're all like magic. Well, there's more
Yes.
industrial.
Well, that's
and
where I'm
we were-
from.
Really?
I'm studying
Cool.
abroad here.
So you must be into magic then if you're over here, because why else would you come here? There's like no advancements in technology at all.
Quite right.
Like you still use horses. That's weird.
A little distressing,
Yeah.
but exciting. Anyway, yes, anyone else want to chime in?
Well, like she was saying, business proposition. Not sure how much Karnan said in his note, but we are looking for people to help spruce up Freevale. Your dad started some of the basic work there, but he obviously has his shop here. So we're looking for maybe someone to move in as sort of the resident smithy and inventor as well.
So we'd have our own shop.
Yep.
Yes.
And
We
we
might
can
need to
invent
fix
things.
it up a little bit first, but
And we can invent things.
Sure, yeah.
as long as it doesn't blow up the town,
It's your
The
shop.
resources covered.
we will need to figure out the details of the financial arrangement, but
We have someone
Well,
for that.
admittedly, if we're repairing everything, I'm assuming we don't have to also supply the resources to repair the shop or the town.
I imagine we can work something out. You'll have to speak to our attorney,
To your attorney.
Finn.
Sounds like a smart man. Trustworthy guy, I'm sure.
I imagine he
Um,
does.
I need a second to talk with my business partner. And you see them huddle in a corner, muttering amongst themselves.
Roland, do you know him? Oh, I don't know.
Every so often you see one of them look up, look over at the four of you, and then turn the head back and start muttering a bit. Okay. Hub walks back and is like, yeah, I spoke to Ruko, and these are our terms we will agree to if you want us working there. We will repair the town. You will supply the materials to repair said town. We have all contract rights in any upgrades and designs to improve aspects of the town so it's more industrial friendly and advance the technology based around your town to defend the town from attacks and invaders trying to steal our secrets.
So you're talking like mechanized defenses and stuff?
Yes,
Oh, that sounds amazing.
definitely.
You anticipate a lot of people trying to steal your secrets.
Why do you think we came back here? Less spies over this side after industrial information.
Well, yes, it's much harder to be a spy when you have to ride a horse everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, once our town gets all like mechanized and stuff, and there's all sorts of crazy, cogwork stuff everywhere, I'm sure a lot of people will come in and try and figure out how to steal it. So yeah, we'll need some.
That is true. Maybe we shouldn't upgrade the place.
No.
Oh no, you gotta upgrade it. It'd be so fun.
you upgrade it and you show that your defenses are even more impressive, that no one's able to get in and steal things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once we repel like the first big group that tries to come in and take the town, you guys will be able to write a check for any city. Just go spruce up their stuff.
I do think that's all a bit
Did
premature.
you hear that, Ruko? We can make defenses and then arrange for a big group to try and invade the town, and when we repel them,
No,
we can... Magnificent idea.
you cannot do that. I will say that sounds fine. We'll go over it. I think any upgrades to the town must also be run past the council who is running the town currently before they are implemented.
And they're going to point out Avelios and be like, is he on the council?
It's
Yes.
us. We're the council.
Easy, done. I'm sure his vote's worth like 4.
So
I
You
mean,
do the
it
work.
should be.
you do the work. We provide the materials. You with the shop. Obviously, any
And I
profits you
guess
make are your own, and any upgrades you want to do to the town, you run by us. We'll collaborate on them and approve them as necessary. Is that fair?
Throughout this time, Hum starts walking around all of you, inspecting your weapons and armor, if any of you are wearing armor. And he's like,
I have 2 knives.
I mean, I've got the bracers as my armor, and then I have a stick.
I have a light crossbow and a dagger and a wand.
I probably have 90% of the weapons and armor in this group.
Olin has all of our weapons.
He drags a little step over and starts like measuring Fallen out, and he's like, "Can we upgrade you?"
Can you
Like give
upgrade
him
me?
like a robot leg.
What's a robot leg?
Wait, what do you know about robots?
Just stories my brothers would tell me.
Is that gonna hurt?
I mean, you got to lose the leg.
Hum looks at Ruko. No, it wouldn't hurt me one bit.
You said upgrade. Would I mean? I thought my armor was very nice.
Your armor's fine. You, on the other hand, you're very
He's also
squishy.
very nice.
You're very squishy, and like, look, if I like took this dagger and cut you, you'd bleed, right?
Right, like
But
most people.
You're saying if we took the dagger and cut you, you wouldn't bleed?
Yeah, I'm not upgraded yet, but if you were upgraded, the dagger wouldn't make you bleed. You'd only leak, depending on where they cut.
What sort of upgrade do you mean?
He would become invincible to a point.
That's not really how
I'd really-
invincibility works. Is this an equipment thing? Is this a magic thing?
Would you like him to be a piece of equipment? Because we could make him a piece of equipment.
I mean, no, I think we sort of like him as a person.
It's worth a shot. We'll find
back
someone
a joke
these
about
days.
him being a tool because neither Alex nor Saul thinks that, but it's a good joke.
It is a good joke. You know what? I feel as upgraded as I'm going to be right now. I appreciate the offer, but
Look, if ever you go missing any parts of you, we can make something. Like, we can give you like a sword arm.
Actually-
maybe?
you know,
Yeah. Oh.
We might know someone.
3 of us had the idea at the exact same time.
We actually know someone who's missing an arm.
Would they be up for an upgrade?
Probably.
Oh, what type of upgrade do they want?
Do you know what? He's also our attorney, so you can speak with him.
This is even better. I'm gonna look at Ruka and be like, "Do you think your dad would mind if we just like put up a sign saying closed or moved to free val? Is that name permanent? Like, is that free val up for discussion?"
Well, not currently, but
I mean, if it starts feeling like it's not a free veil anymore, yeah, I mean, obviously we got to change it, you know.
true.
Okay, moving to what is currently called free val, name pending.
Under our terms, for the moment, satisfactory. Obviously, we're not signing any papers here, but we can do
Of
that.
course, we got to speak to your attorney and get stuff signed.
Mhm.
But he seems like a smart, trustworthy guy
Of course.
who needs an upgrade. It's amazing. Ruko's started turning the forge down a bit so it's not just blaring the heat. Hum's gone to grab all of his papers and stuffing it into a briefcase. It's like, when do we leave?
Whenever you want.
Okay, so we'll meet you there.
Sure.
We've got a
Sure.
little bit of business here. We might even swing down to Alicia and talk to Karn and see if we can't help him with the meteorite. But we'll be back to Free Vale before too long.
Cool. And just runs out. Ruko's like, but wait, just sorry about him. I'll try and keep him under control so it's not too outlandish of the upgrades.
That's what the approval process is for.
Yeah, you don't know he'll be like, it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission.
We may want to
Um,
send in Finn just so that
Just pulling the sending stone out of my pocket
Hum doesn't
And-
come in and say, "Hey, this is what they said."
and calling Finn.
And as to you, Fallen, if you want your weapons upgraded, we can do that without necessarily making you a cyborg.
That sounds like a much better idea.
You
I
just gotta
picked
get
up
the
these.
materials.
I'll get back to you on that. I picked up these crossbows the other day, and I have some ideas how we might.
Cool. You have ideas? Let us know. We'll see what we can design, and we can work from there. And that offers to everyone as well.
Yep.
If you have any ideas for equipment, like overseas, we had some guy who had a shield in a bracer, and so if he wanted it, it would just form into one. That way, he wasn't always lugging around a massive shield. That was pretty cool. But it was also very difficult to work out. But yeah, if you see me, old man, let him know that we got our own job and shop now. And don't teach him something else apart from paninis, please. I need something different.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank God. And then you hear what you four as players would recognize as an engine starting up. As you look out, hums in an old rickety, olden times vehicle, no horses, smoke's billowing out of the exhaust. And it's like, come on, Ruko, time's a wasting, Hong Kong. And Ruko leaves and they start driving off, sputtering every so often, like chitty chitty bang bang. So what's happening?
That was really easy.
That one much better than I expected. I kind of expected him to be like, "Oh, you have to go here and get this thing, and then come back," and it's just easy. So, was he talking about putting things up on the mecha something? And
Well, in theory, he's talking about our defenses. There are, I mean, really mostly rumors and everything, but some sorts of defensive advancements that can be unmanned or can be much more powerful than just, guards people.
So, all right. Someone's gonna have to explain more of that to me later on because it's kind of outside of my wheelhouse. But I'm glad approval, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just don't want killer robots or whatever running around our town.
I mean, we wouldn't have to pay him, if it's robot guards.
True. Well,
So who wants to go jump down a well?
I suppose now's as good a time as any.
Okay, so you will have to go jump down the well.
Yeah. I think unless we want to try and hire someone to be on chain duty, Saul's just gonna take care of that himself. We let it down, let you all climb down. He flies it back up and comes back down to you.
Are there still a bunch of things down there guarding and all the fire snakes?
There are still some. There doesn't seem to be as many as last time. I will also get you to redrag your tokens out because these haven't been updated.
Okay.
Now, has anyone come down to fix the bridges?
Nope. Nobody comes down here because there's deadly animals down here.
And Fallen, just because he hasn't had a chance to use it, just jumps down the well. Uses the feather falling ring because, he can.
Oh, dear.
wanted it not to activate, but no, it'll activate.
See you down there, and then just like leaps off the side.
The rope is lowered and you all climb down. The rope's brought back up. Soul flies down, and Fallen is still on his way down.
I think it goes like 60 feet around or something, like 10 feet a second.
Normal feather fall, yeah. This one just for this time.
This one is super slow.
Well, the hot
Taking, like,
air's rising, so it kind of counteracts your fall.
just do
Science, yo.
do.
Okay.
Oh, well done. You proud of yourself?
Very. I just wanted to make sure it worked.
Oh, so you jumped into like a volcano. Well done.
Aeos is rubbing off on everybody.
Aeos over here.
So, how do we want to deal with these things over there?
Well, I suppose, you could start shooting, you could start blasting, I could fly over, annoy them, and then we can just try and pick them off across the bridge.
Have we tried asking them if they will let us into the cave?
No, we could. Saul's gonna turn over and shout across.
Oh no.
Gonna do both in common and then also in Orin, because that's a primordial dialect, and maybe they speak it.
He speaks our language, but his accent is funny.
Yeah. And just be like, hey, can we check out the cave?
Let me
you
just bring
guys.
out exactly what they were again.
Hey, you guys.
I'm gonna do the standard twin mage armor.
Okay, the snakes lift their head up and start slithering towards all of you. The closest little fire explodey dude starts yelling back at you in, I think it's Ignan is what it's called. Yeah.
I do not speak Ignan unless you want to
Is
say
it
that.
that primordial?
Yeah, but
You don't
I
speak
don't
all of
actually
it,
know
really?
primordial. I think I just know the one kind.
Both of you are like speaking broken English to each other. You're both getting bits and pieces of it and
Mhm.
like roughly what you're trying to say. And the only words you really gather is cave and away. And even just sounds aggressive, even when they're like being nice. It just sounds aggressive.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what they're saying. I don't imagine they want us going to their cave. I could try flying over and see what they do if I get close. Before we start just picking a fight.
But, I mean, if you feel safe, trying to get over there, I feel safe shooting at them from over here. So I got your back.
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon and send it over with him.
Well, you probably realized from last time, but they don't have any ranged attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible to just range attack, remove these people.
Couldn't the snake spit a little bit? But also we probably outrange whatever it is they can do.
Yeah, I don't think it was super far.
No, they don't spit. You took damage if you're in range of them or if you touch with the melee.
Mm-hmm.
And they could just bite and whip you with their tail. Like, oh, depends. We can play out the fight or we can just range attack until they're dead.
Yeah, if they look like they're just going to be hostile towards us indefinitely, then yeah. Fulton remembers what they did to him last time. He's not taking any chances.
With the explosions and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're not doing the going across plan, then yeah, instead of spiritual weapon, I'll just use my cantrips until.
Chill, touch, chill, touch.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know all that before it's like, let's do all these spells and go over there and get hurt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
Yeah, I'm not using
imagine I
anything.
could fly by faster than they could do anything. But if, let's say that I started flying over, if they seem like they move aggressively towards Saul, he'll just fly back and it's like, okay, let's clear him out.
Yeah, they would aggressively try and grab you and jump up. Some of them look like they're just trying to shoo you away from the cave. Like, get away from here, you dang bird. Back to your own side. But yeah, you successfully just managed to take out all that over here.
Solved your fire puzzle. Let's go home, guys.
Do now need to figure out how to get across, though.
Yeah, that is still an issue.
We could do the thing before, tie the rope around the stalagmite and then also to one of the remaining bridge posts.
Mm-hmm. I can do the thing where I, sort of poof across, but that's sort of a one-way trip for me. Yeah, I think we should just take whatever rope we have, try to make a makeshift bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a lot of it.
Okay, you managed to make a makeshift bridge. You've had an experience from last time. And because you have done this before, we will say that you have, and you are more skilled now than you were last time you were down here. We'll make it across without any checks needed because experience and all that. So you are now all over this side of the cave. What are we doing?
Going in that other cave.
Yeah,
I'm gonna quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Velios, quietly.
You got it.
Okay, as you quietly enter the other side, you notice there is an open room. There seems to be like a little raised, like a pyramid, but halfway up it's cut off, so it's just a flat ground up top. And there are a bunch of how to describe this? Newt-like humanoids worshipping another newt-like humanoid who is just you don't anyone speak Draconic?
Yes. Yeah, I picked it up
I
with
do.
my feet. So yeah.
We do.
That's impressive. Instead of using your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did say you wanted to test the rings on a monkey, and you're like, "Hey, Avelios, do you want to put these rings on?"
Yeah.
Maybe if you stretch out, you could have 1 foot on a pedestal and one hand.
Yeah, I got to get to that basement and see.
Oh,
You
2 of them
secretly
are
have
toe
ties?
rings. The toe ring of feather falling.
With some upgrades from your new friends, you probably could be able to reach it. You hear them just sort of, it's like, it's almost time for the master to be awoken. We will wake the master, and then he will take over the world.
Oh, that can't be good.
I get stealth checks from everyone who's entering quietly.
18.
Oh, bounced.
12.
15.
Oh, that was bad. 17.
Okay, you all managed to make it in quietly. There are some rocky outcroppings growing up which you can hide behind if you wanted to get closer.
Is there any kind of light within this cave, or can I not see right now?
They've got fire torches all around. Like, these people love fire. It's lit up.
It's lit.
We need to get you some goggles of night, but
That'll be Hum's first order.
yeah.
Can be your upgrade. Replace your eyes.
So, and it's just it's like, yeah, when the master comes, it will rain. He'll just cover the world in fire. We'll burn everything, and we can just start afresh as the leaders of the people above. And you hear the other people going, "Yay, yeah!"
I'm like scanning everybody's faces. Like, does anyone else understand what's going on here?
Burn
just-
the heretics.
I'm just kind of mouthing like prophecy stuff.
Are you hearing this?
Saul just kind of raises his step, like, go ahead.
Prophecy, something, something. Master returning, raining fire, ruling the people in the above world.
Okay, this sounds like a let's shoot them situation, right?
Maybe try and make a scene, give you all a distraction.
We could try to speak to them. We can. I don't know what we say.
Does anyone want to be able to breathe like a cone of like cold damage stuff, like icy breath? It's pretty sure it's like 15 feet.
I'm hoping I don't get that close.
That could be good for me.
Out of character, mechanically it's an action, so I don't know how
Yeah.
good it is for you, but
Yeah, I mean, it depends mostly on what the grouping is going to be like. But yeah, it'll be good. At the very least, it'll be a cool image of Saul dive bombing and.
all right.
Um,
So let me see how long does this last? I think it's a minute.
It's a minute, yeah. So I can do it 10
Yeah, a minute.
times.
And how long does spiritual weapon last?
I think that's also a minute, but that's not concentration.
Yes. So yeah.
Dragon breath. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a minute. Just look it up. Yeah, so I will twin dragon breath and put it on myself and Saul.
Okay. Twin dragon breath, the two of you. And I'm assuming you're going the cold one, if I heard correctly.
Yes.
That has semantic components, right?
Oh,
I mean,
probably. Probably. I mean, when we're ready to go, like when it's time to, we're attacking
Okay.
now. I'll throw that on him.
So you'll do that as your action. You can try and stealthily do it and whisper it if you wanted to do that before you all go, but that does risk being caught and losing on the surprise.
Okay. Then let me look up. All right. Is there anything else anyone needs to do?
I think the rest of us would just be popping off cantrips or arrows at them.
Those are what
Mage
I call my
armor.
arrows, cantrips.
Mage armor's on you already?
He twinned it on you earlier.
Was that? Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
double mage armor.
I just wanted to make sure.
You don't trust Aeos' mage armor,
No, I
huh?
never remember the spell exists, and so when I do, I'm gonna ask about it.
Mage
The most
armor times
magiest of
2.
mage armor.
Plus, Ultra. I just wanna
Wizard
make
mage
sure-
armor, not this sorcerer natural mage.
I'm doing my best to keep track of like what time it is and how long it's been, so I'm just gonna keep asking forever.
With some locally sourced mage armor.
Yeah, it's organic.
I studied and I know this one works. Yours, not so sure.
Yeah, Fulham's just waiting for the cue and is just gonna start firing just wildly as soon as everybody's ready.
Same.
Cool. The one thing you do notice before you all attack is past this, where it's all happening, there is another like pathway through the cave, and you can see a like fiery glow coming from there.
So kill them quickly before the other thing shows up.
Okay. So as you can see, there are 4 new like warriors and 1 new sorcerer dude who, well, Image does have a whip. He doesn't have a whip.
Okay.
It's the only like magic type newt I could find to specify the difference. I think these guys look really cool.
So don't watch the whip, watch the newt newt.
Yep. Now I'm just picturing the master is just a fire version of Pingu. Fire Pingu. Newt newt. Okay, I will let you all attack first with the surprise round because they have no idea you are there.
Yeah.
Does that give us advantage or is it just normal attacks? I always forget.
It's advantage.
Are Aurelius and I close enough that we'd be able to hit them with ice breath, or would we need something a little more ranged from where we are right now?
I press what 15 feet cone. You'd have to get closer.
Yeah, so I think
Like you could make it if you ran up to them. You'd be able to at least hit 2 of them, but you would be very close.
yeah, I think for the surprise round, just gonna go with a sunbolt to try and get them, and then I'll close the distance.
Okay.
So, should we also roll initiative now just to figure out who's going in what order, or?
With the surprise round, you can just tell us what order you want to do things, and then when action starts, we can see what order everyone reacts afterwards, because you could time it all to happen at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll drop a spiritual weapon in and do a cantrip.
I fired 2 crossbow bolts. I don't know if you just want me to go.
Roll and tell me who you're targeting. Like, is it?
I rolled a 22 and an 18, and I'm
Okay,
going
they
for.
both hit.
I'm going for the tiny ones first. So first one, tiny one all the way on the left. Oh, these are hand crossbows. That's right. That is 7 points of piercing damage and 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, that is still standing, looking very rough. Just cinch straight in. We'll let everyone go, and then I'll do what their reactions were to being hit, because I'm assuming all this is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
With advantage, I only rolled a 13 to hit.
Were you going for one of the
Yeah, probably.
warrior ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah. Oh well.
Avelios or curiosity.
I'm just gonna follow up Folan and do a chill touch on the one that is injured.
Okay.
That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
That's an 8. So he takes 8 necrotic damage. And can't regain hit
Necrotic.
points until the start of my next turn.
How does it look like killing an innocent newt?
It's spooky. I think the crystal like around her neck glows a little bit, and she puts out a hand, and then just like right in front of it there is this like ghostly hand that looks like hers where she's aiming, and it just like grabs him around the throat and just like
For everyone listening, these newts are kind of translucent. You can see their skeleton and all that, and they're kind of like they're just made of like free flowing bile liquid. So you just crush like fire geckos. How I picture these guys. Like even when they close their eyelids, they can still see through because it's kind of translucent. Freak. Okay. And Aeos.
I'll just target one of the other little guys first, trying to hit him with the spiritual weapon. Okay. Thank goodness for advantage. That is going to be 19.
That
to
hits.
hit. For 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
And then he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
Wisdom saving throw. He got a 13.
All right. So we'll take a D12 of necrotic as I cast Toll the Dead. All right. So that is 9 necrotic damage.
Oh, okay. It's everyone's turn. The newts are just going, praise the master. Master will save us all. Then one warrior newt gets hit by 2 arrows, and then a cold, ghostly hand just drains the heat from it, killing it. Another one just gets sunlight bolts shot past its face, and then here's a bell hit after your spiritual weapon. What's it look like again?
I think
was it like an ancestral sword or something?
Yeah, I think it's just a sword off of like my family's crest.
You're hit by a sword, and then you just hear them all scream out, "Heretic invaders!" and they just scatter and they hide behind little rocks. Heretic invaders coming in. So now there's partial cover for all of them. We will roll initiative now. So let me get this turn order up. There we go. Woof, woof, woof. Okay, everyone got their initiative in on the turn thing. Oh, God, I should do it right.
Yeah, done it right for the past couple of sessions here.
Okay, going first is the warrior which got stabbed by the spiritual weapon and hit with Toll the Dead. And he's going to run up to... Were you standing out and like you would have been gesturing so he knows it was you, which... How obvious are you when you're doing?
I didn't roll a stealth, so
No. Yeah. So he'll probably run up and go to hit you. And then he's just going to swing his scimitar at you twice. First one was a natural 20. Second one was an 8.
well, the 8 misses.
So you will take. Oh, I am so sorry. 12 slashing damage.
All right.
And he's just got his heretic at you. The fire new spellcaster is going to cast mage armor on themselves and just chill back where they are, watching everything. They are the couple of steps down on the other side of the pyramid type platform he was on. Next, Aeos.
Couldn't Saul roll them? Oh, okay. I see what's going on.
Yeah, that was just to get me on the tracker. I got worse than that.
Got it. All right. Well, then, yeah, go with the plan. Going to reach over, touch Saul and myself, and cast Dragon's Breath on us, which is a bonus action. So let's see, I've used 2 of those. And so, yeah, action, I think this guy in front of me needs to make a dex save.
Yeah, that is a 4.
All right, so we'll take 3d6. Cold. Oh, sweet. 12 cold damage.
12 cold damage. What's it look like when you remove this mute from the game?
Yeah, I think just the skin kind of, because it's just like living fire over a skeleton, right? That just kind of goes out, and then a like frozen skeleton falls to the ground.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Cruel, but cool. And he's frozen, so cool in 2 senses. Anything else? Any movement?
Yeah, I'll look for some cover that isn't being used by any of these newts.
Yeah, there's enough little rocks to hide behind, to try and give partial cover. Soul, my friend.
Yes, you say they're trying to hide behind cover. Well, I fly up above their cover and rain ice breath down on them. Can I get more than one of them?
You'd be able to hit 2 of the warriors.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming they need dex saving throws.
Yeah, I'll go for them, and I assume it's still based on whatever David or Evelius's DC
Doesn't
is.
matter. The highest. One rolled a 4, the other rolled a 2. So they think
That
they're
one's
safe.
cocked. That's 16 points of cold damage.
Oh my god. They're still up. They're still alive.
Yeah. I will still just be kind of flying, 15 feet above them or wherever I need to be.
Done. Anything else?
Yes, because all my bonus actions proc off me doing monk attacks. So, I will spend a key point to do patient defense. So dodge.
Okay. Curiosity.
I'm gonna do another chill touch. I'm gonna try to target the one that's casting spells.
Okay. Go for it.
22.
22. That hits.
Right. Is 7 necrotic damage.
7 necrotic damage.
Can't
This
heal.
creature notices you are the one behind this, and they point a finger at you, and you feel heat rising up around you as they cast Hellish Rebuke on you.
Ouch.
So I need a dex saving throw from you, please.
Okay. That's really bad. That's a 5.
Okay, you take
Whoops.
9 fire damage.
I take half fire damage.
Take half. Why?
Hellish resistance. I'm a tiefling.
Fucking tieflings. Hey. Bam. Okay. Let me get back to my turn order. So many different. Anything else moving anywhere?
If I can skirt around a rock or something to try to get some cover, I will. But that's it.
Done. Okay. Both of these two newts look straight up at Soul flying in the air, and they are going to spit at you. So I need a dex saving throw.
And dodge doesn't give me advantage on that, does it?
I don't know, does it?
I
You're
don't
asking
think so.
too many questions.
I think it does give you advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay, let me
I'll
try and
look
find it in the index.
Attack rolls against you have disadvantage if you can see them, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Okay, cool. So I need to make a separate one for each attack.
Yeah.
Well, the first one, I'm going to use my inspiration on that because I rolled 2 3s.
Ooh.
I've rolled above a 10 like once tonight. Okay, that's better. That is a 19 on the first one.
Okay.
And then a 23 on the second.
Okay, both of these. So you still take half damage, like you still get hit. It's kind of like a little spittle spray.
Yes.
So the first one they rolled 8 in the damage, so you'll take 4 fire damage, and the second one they rolled 6, so you'll take 3, so a total of 7 fire
Yeah.
damage.
Now, would you say these are ranged weapon attacks?
It's spit.
Can I catch the spit and throw it back, or no?
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay. So 7
It's
damage.
bodily fluids, not a weapon.
Yeah, 7 damage total. Okay.
I don't think you want to be like, yeah. They feel like it's in me all the time. What up?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's. I think it's also more if we just go if it's a dex saving throw, it's most likely not a weapon attack.
Right. Yeah.
Bolin.
Just haven't gotten to deflect missiles yet.
Yeah. I am going to. I mean, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna shoot some more crossbow bolts at them.
Okay.
One of these is looking really rough, right?
The two which just spat at Bolin are both looking rough.
They're both really rough. Okay, I didn't remember if you got them both with the ice breath. All right. Natural 20. Roll damage for that one. It's 9 points of damage.
Yep, one's down.
And the other 27
Yep, that hits.
for 10 points of damage.
Yep, that's down.
Okay.
So what's it look like?
I think it just like rolls out from around the rocks he'd been ducking behind, just aims both at the same times and just fires both of them at once. And they both just center mass, nothing crazy. Just wants to take them down quickly.
So they're both looking up, spitting at Saul, and you just take that time to, because it's just like presenting their whole body to you.
Yeah. Just like line up the shots and fire.
Pity it wasn't like 6 seconds earlier. Okay. Any movement?
Big the spellcaster dude is still on like the ledge, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I will just move to be as out of sight as I can from that guy.
Okay. Easy done. Next is the spellcaster. I would choose someone different, but Soul's like flying up in the air, like, hey, like I'm prime target here. Who wants to
That's
come?
kind of my job.
Let's have a look. What spell is he gonna bust out on you? He is just going to. I hit the wrong button and I lost his stat page. Give me 1 second.
Right.
He is going to Scorching Ray you.
Okay, at disadvantage because I still have dodge.
Of course it is. Disadvantage. Okay. I dislike that so much because the first roll was a 20 and the second one's a 6. So the first one missed. The second one missed because it was another 6, and the third one missed because it was a 2. Is gonna use his movement to run through the cave out back towards the glowy fire.
Saul was spinning his quarterstaff and kind of like adjusting air currents to make them miss.
Yeah, he knows he's in trouble, so he's just gonna skedaddle. So combat over, team.
You just go running after him.
I mean, Saul's going to want to chase him down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is everyone using their movement to chase him down, just charging ahead?
I assume I can catch him pretty quickly with 60 feet of fly speed.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yep, so I will get up on him and start trying to do melee attacks and hamper him.
Okay. Nobody else. If you wanted to get into range from anyone else, you'd most likely have to dash.
I just need to be able to see. Let me check the range on the spell.
Because he turned a corner as he went, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll dash then.
Dash.
And move my spiritual weapon up with me.
Okay. So you would get into range to beat him down. This poor guy is just trying to do his job.
Well, his job is trying to burn the whole world, so I think that falls under our job of trying to stop him.
He's just trying to help the 4 prophesized people bring upon the end of the world. And you guys are like, hey, that's our job. Doing it.
Yeah, I'm still rolling garbage, so that was a 13 to hit.
Yep.
But I get to do...
no dex bonus for his mage armor, so it's just...
Oh, wait, it does hit then?
Yeah, he's a squishy boy.
All right. So that was two-handed. I rolled minimal damage, so that's 5 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then bonus action, unarmed strike. That is the 17 to hit.
That hits.
That's another minimal damage, so that's 5 more bludgeoning as I probably knee him in the ribs.
Yeah. Surprisingly, you take no fire damage for hitting a melee style. They do have a kind of skin keeping all their burning energy inside of them.
Mm-hmm. And if I can, I want to position myself so that I am, past him just a little bit. So he has to definitely move past me if he wants to keep going.
Yep. You do hear there are sounds of some chains dragging along the ground, like strained against, like being pulled at, coming from now behind you in the direction he was heading. Curiosity, get in there.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna run around the corner.
Okay. You have 30 feet of movement. Do you have a bonus action that can attack?
I don't think so. Nope.
Okay.
I'll just run.
Fallen, my friend. I know you have a tracer arrow, which is probably
Yeah.
that's probably your only way of being able to hit them from where you are. But you can dash.
I think because I also haven't used my action surge.
Oh, rip. Forgot about that.
So I was double checking the seeking arrow because it has the additional effect of knowing the target's location, but I don't think that really helps right now. Yeah, I think I'll run and dash, and then if I can see what's going on, do they? I mean, because Saul hit them a couple times. Do they look like?
They're not super close to death. They're probably around half as healthy as they were when you saw them chanting.
Okay. Fuck it. I go into action surge, and I'm going to take 2 shots.
Okay, go for it, friend.
Okay. First shot. That's a 19 plus, so 28.
Yeah, that hits.
Second. That's only a 14.
That hits.
Okay. I'm going to burn an arcane shot on the first one for a grasping arrow.
Okay.
So it's going to be 6 plus. Really good. 6 piercing and 10 poison. And then they are covered in the brambles. If they move on their next turn, they'll take more damage. And then on the second is 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yep. How do you do this?
Okay, yeah, just run, come around the corner, kind of like slide, kind of risky business style into the the corridor that they're all in. I see Saul just like pounding away at this guy, and then lock and load. I take 1 shot to the leg to try to bring them down a little bit as they're kind of falling forward. The other shot hits them square between the eyes, as the brambles kind of wrap around them again, sort of the constricting, crushing motion.
As they're going down, those which can understand Draconic hear them like gurgle out, "Help, master." And then they die. And what you hear is the sound of like chains being ripped from stone. And then coming down the corridor towards all of you is a large fire elemental. And that's what we're going to call tonight's session.
Ruh-roh.
Good game, guys.
Good game. Barry, unless there's something else you want to say, I'll go and take us out.
Take us out.
All right. Well, thank you, Barry, for running this awesome game. We'll see how we deal with this next time on Aeos. Until then, join us on Thursday for our session 0 of our brand new game here on GGK, Elegant Suffering, a good society game, where we're going to be diving into some Jane Austen inspired fun. That'll be at 8:00 Eastern time this week, and then from that point forward will be off weeks from All Myths Are True. On Saturday, come back for Saturday night's Thunderball, more sports D&D action. That's gonna be at 3:00 Eastern time this week. And then on Sunday for Slang 101, our Monster of the Week campaign that Savannah runs. That's at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Don't want to miss it. I think that's all of our lineup up until next Tuesday. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, join our Discord, which is all linked below our faces right here on Twitch if you're watching us live. I don't think I have anything else. Does anybody have anything they want to promote, talk about, say? No? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us here today. And thank you, Barry, for running this game. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.